In this short video, we are going to look at the chain of infection, as it is a model used to understand how infections spread and helps us to understand the fundamental IPC measures we can implement to prevent infections from spreading. There are 6 links within the chain of infection, and each link contributes to the next. The 6 links include infectious agent, reservoirs, portal of exit, modes of transmission, portal of entry, susceptible host. We are now going to explore each link as they play a unique role within the chain and look at how each link can be broken or interrupted. The first link in the chain of infection begins with the presence of an infectious agent such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites or prions. They enter the human body and establish an infection. Some examples of common infections include influenza, gastroenteritis, scabies and ringworm. These agents cause infections and can easily be passed from one host to another. Examples of how we can break the first link in the chain is by practicing and promoting hand hygiene, frequent cleaning and disinfection of surfaces, promoting all routine vaccinations and infection prevention and control policies. These simple measures are a proactive way of preventing and controlling infectious agents, stopping them before they become present. The second link is the reservoir, which is the site where the infectious agent lives and multiplies. Reservoirs can be living organisms known as hosts, such as humans and animals, or non-living objects, such as contaminated surfaces or water sources. As an example, influenza A's main reservoir is humans. These reservoirs act as a constant source of infection, allowing the chain to continue. Sometimes a person may carry an infectious agent but is not symptomatic or unwell. Isolating infectious individuals, minimizing the movement of staff between different areas, reducing communal activities and temporarily stopping visitors for a short period of time will minimize the risk of spreading infectious agents to others. Safe food handling measures prevent foodborne pathogens from multiplying and spreading. The third link is the portal of exit. This is the route by which an infectious agent escapes or leaves the reservoir. To allow the spread of infections, the infectious agent leaves the reservoir and finds a new host. For example, influenza A virus exits the reservoir through respiratory droplets when an infected person talks, coughs or sneezes. Controlling how infectious agents leave our bodies helps to prevent them from spreading. This can be achieved by educating individuals in applying IPC measures, respiratory hygiene and ensuring wounds are treated and covered correctly. The fourth link is the mode of transmission. This is how the infectious agent travels to other people and places that they cannot travel on their own. Contact transmission is the most common route. This happens through direct contact, touching, sneezing, coughing, or indirect contact such as touching a contaminated surface. Preventative measures such as hand hygiene and environmental cleaning will reduce infections from spreading to others. Vaccinations also protect individuals from becoming infected or reduce the severity of the infection, which plays a critical role in preventing further transmission. The fifth link in the chain is the portal of entry. This is the route through which the infectious agent enters a new host. Once a host has been exposed to an infectious agent, the next step in the chain is for the agent to find a portal of entry into the host's body. Infectious agents can enter the body by meeting broken skin, inhalation, or via contact with mucous membranes such as the eyes, nose and mouth. The portal of entry is often determined by the route of transmission. Influenza A enters through the respiratory tract by inhalation, contact with the mucous membranes and via contaminated surfaces. Some viruses can be transmitted through vectors such as mosquitoes or ticks, which act as carriers for the virus, introducing it into the host's bloodstream. Promoting and encouraging IPC measures such as safe management of blood and bodily fluids, safe disposal of wastes, including sharps, helps minimise the potential portals of entry so we can break the link in the chain. The sixth and final link in the chain is the susceptible host, which is an organism, often a person, who can be infected by and potentially transmit an infection. There are certain individuals known as susceptible hosts who are more vulnerable to contracting infections. An individual's vulnerability is influenced by numerous factors including age, overall health, medication status, loss of mobility, and if the individual is immunocompromised. Infants up to 2 years old and older adults aged 65 or older are at a higher risk for developing infections due to underdeveloped or weakened immune systems. Additionally, anyone with a chronic medical condition is also at a higher risk of developing an infection. After a susceptible host becomes infected, they become a reservoir that can then transmit the infectious agent to another person. If an individual's immune system successfully fights off an infectious agent, they may not develop an infection, but instead may become an asymptomatic carrier who can spread the infectious agent to another susceptible host. Susceptible hosts reside in care settings, and due to factors such as close living arrangements, frailty, and shared caregivers, they provide a setting conducive to the rapid spread of infections. IPC measures are therefore vital in a care setting. Local risk assessment, staff training, IPC audits, and providing clear signage throughout the care home will minimise the spread of infections. It is therefore fundamental to identify and implement support mechanisms so that settings have access to vaccinations, education and guidance. The standard infection control precautions are the basic infection prevention and control measures necessary to reduce the risk of transmission of infectious agents from both known and unknown sources of infection. Implementing SICPs within our day-to-day practice allows us to break the links within the chain of infection and prevent infections from spreading. Breaking the links within the chain of infection is a fundamental approach in infection prevention and control. Every link within the chain provides an opportunity for IPC measures to be implemented as demonstrated within this video. By understanding and addressing each of the 6 links, we can reduce the infections from spreading, preserving the well-being and safety of all individuals.